Welcome to a brand new mini-series on this channel. I'm so excited to share this with you guys. Over the next couple of days in Legends, I'm going to be using different YouTubers' armies and testing out who has the best army and who has the worst army. We're starting off today with Big Country's Fireball Thrower army. He does have an updated Thrower army on his channel, however this army just looks like Root Riders to me, so I'm going to be using the slightly more exciting Fireball variant of this army. This is the army right here. Let's get right into the first attack of the day. So unfortunately my audio didn't properly record on the first attack of the day, so instead I'm doing a voiceover, but it's probably a good chance for me to explain this army to you guys. At this point I was looking at the Hook Tower because of course the Hook Tower can be very annoying for the Warden Walk. Anyways, the idea here is to set a funnel using the Fireball with the Warden, then starting the throwers and effectively just raging them throughout the base. We're using the Queen as the funneling item here. She is going to do all the work on the outside of the base. I think we're supposed to be popping her ability nice and early. However, I'm not sure I did that in the earlier attacks of the day. We have plenty of resources to get this Fireball on target, but I decided to go for a nice, simple, easy Fireball onto that air defense there, which did get a nice chunk of the base. However, I did miss the Earthquake spells on that Expo, which does cause a couple of problems. Then, of course, I'm going to be luring the Warden to the throwers and starting the Queen up so that she can start the funnel. Now, one thing to note if you are going to be using this army after watching this video is that the Queen definitely does struggle to set the funnel on her own. But once she has set up a decent funnel, we do send the King in. Now, it's important that the King doesn't walk. I wasn't very good at doing that at the start of the day here. I did eventually progress and slightly get better at this army. Anyways, this guy is still using a Super Dragon CC, so not sure what exactly he was thinking with that one. But at the same time, I did send the Royal Champion in with the throwers, which I do not believe you are supposed to do. I decided to use the Ice Block spell on the Root Rider in this case, just to distract the Monolith and the enemy heroes there for a little portion of the attack. My Ice Block spell is not maxed out, and I couldn't be bothered to wait for people to donate it to me in the CC, so I just used a level 2 Ice Block spell, which isn't actually that different from the maxed one. Anyways, as you can see, I'm basically just raging the throwers and invising them when they get quite low on health. I pop the RC ability so that she doesn't walk into the Ricochet Cannon and die. But as you can see, my first impressions with this army were that it's absolutely incredible. I was so excited to use this army for so long. Been waiting so long for my throwers to be maxed, which is actually the reason why I couldn't use this army before. I did see it on this channel probably a couple of weeks ago now, and I've literally maxed my throwers out so that I could use this army, which is why it's the first YouTuber that we're going to cover. We've got a ton of other YouTubers to cover in this series, and I'm so excited. It's going to be such a breath of fresh air for me because, of course, I was really competitively pushing with my Root Rider army for the last season, and this is going to be a lot more fun for me, as well as teaching you guys some other strategies that you can use. But a great first attack. Let's get back into the live commentary. Alright, next one then, we have ourselves a double rage setup, which I think is going to be quite easy with this army, with a nice Fireball directly onto this rage tower right here. I could maybe go for one of these Expos and get the CC down, but I feel like probably they'll be able to get through the poison tower better than they'll be able to get through the rage tower. So I'm going to start my Warden there, just trying to learn like the order of every where like all the troops are and stuff on the troop bar. But yeah, I do think this army is pretty strong, very good so far with that first attack of the day. I do think the audio may be corrupted or something, but okay, fine. Let's see. I know we're going to be using the Ice Block spell, although do we need to use it? I think we can go 1 2 3 4 onto that rage tower. Beautiful stuff. Okay, now, how am I going to make sure that they go the way I want them to go? Okay, I think if I start them up here, they definitely aren't going to go over to that Tesla, right? There's just no way. Go with our first Ice Golem to distract that enemy Queen, and my Warden is really doing some stupid stuff at the moment. I'm going to have to Ice Block spell because that thing managed to stay up. So it looks like my Sneezy's dead, unfortunately. Not a lot I can really do to save the Sneezy here, and my Warden is also going to die if nobody tries to help him. So I'm just going to rage up, honestly. And I feel like maybe the RC is actually better in with the rest of the army, because I don't know, I feel like it's just lacking a little bit. But we're looking okay at the moment. My King has decided to walk again. I'm not really sure what I'm doing wrong there. Maybe I need to delay the King just a little bit further. But nonetheless, let's keep raging up these throwers in the core. Can my Warden just chill out, please, and just hang out with the throwers? Because he is, like, all over the place. He does not know where he wants to be. But, yeah, this is another one absolutely smashed. Obviously, it was a good fireball. I think I just missed the what is it called? The race bow there. But this is looking like a 3-star. I'm not going to try and, you know, take any risks on time. So I'm just going to start the RC. But I do think I could have swagged her. So far, so good. I'm still a little bit questioning about the King. He seems to like walk all the time because of the Root Riders, I think. So maybe the King would be better on the outside of the base, where he's a little bit easier to control. I don't know, maybe. I'm just going to stick with this army because Big Country probably does know best in this case. But going to take some adaptation. This one was absolutely crushed. Probably could have swagged my RC, just didn't want to waste any time. But let's get into the next attack. Alright, next base then, and another good base, which I'm actually quite happy about. I was worried that maybe the bases at the start of the season would be quite bad. And this would just be like a really boring video of me tripling a bunch of like 10s or something, do you know what I mean? But not the case so far. Still working out the order of everything. I mean, I don't know if it's like a bug with the thing, but it seems like he has the Apprentice Warden at the front, which is a bit weird. And I think I did also see that he did use a Rage to just power up the Warden a little bit. So I think that's probably something that I'm going to do maybe here, because I'm not sure if time is an issue with this army. I'm just going to Rage up because that Royal Champion is going to be a bit of a threat. And I want to get through this section of the base nice and quick. Need to watch out for that Hook Tower. If it does lock on, then I am absolutely cooked. Okay, let's go with this spell. Let's go bang, bang, bang. And, oh goodness, nope, not there, thank you. Bang. Whew, okay, that was a close one, not going to lie. Let's lure the Warden away from all of that danger there. Go with a couple of the Ice Golems in, distract that. And, okay, let's relax. Oh, rest of the throwers. I think I just placed down 5 throwers, because that is exactly the amount of Root Riders that I need to place down in my army, which is pretty crazy. Okay, I think we'll Wall Break for the King here, and send the King in after that Wall Breaker. Looks like we have a triple Furnace CC. Not sure if that's going to be a pain, but right now it is a pain because I don't know, what are they throwing? Oh, they're all targeting like one skeleton. Wow, the Furnace is definitely a bit of a threat. My King's about to get some great value here. I think I could probably swag my RC again. Looks like a couple of the throwers are going to get stuck behind a wall, which isn't great. It looks like my King, the Root Rider isn't going to open up the wall. So I use my King ability here. It looks like we lost the healers. The healers have decided to follow a single Yeti. So this one's actually not looking great anymore. We'll start up the RC over on that section of the base there in hopes that she can maybe save this attack, because that start with like the skeletons and stuff that were just like pulling my stuff was not ideal. But I think we should be good here for the triple regardless. The healers should be able to keep my RC alive. In fact, I'm going to Rage her up, pop the spear. And yeah, although this one is closer, I think it was kind of BS, to be honest, that my healers split to like one Yeti, and then like a couple throwers got stuck behind a wall, and then the Furnaces were hitting me and the throwers were just standing still. And then they were like, oh, let me just get stuck behind a wall. So anyways, regardless, RC is alive. The Queen is barely alive somehow. We do have a couple of throwers alive, but as soon as they lost that healing, they got absolutely cooked. So definitely something I need to be careful of, keeping those healers alive. Not like I can do when they follow one Yeti, but we've got the 3-star regardless. Let's get into the next attack of the day. Alright, next base. Another decent looking base. I want to maybe get on the Fire Spitter. Or is that a little bit ambitious, maybe? Maybe just on the Crusher Mortar. May work. These Fire Spitters are quite annoying, and they're kind of limiting where I can Warden Walk. My god, I'm so like programmed to Root Riders. It's crazy. But I'm going to go with a little wizard here, just make sure my Warden is going that little bit quicker. And yeah, I do need to be careful here. I think I may need to use a Rage spell. I'm obviously still a little bit out of practice with the Warden Walks. We do have some Fireball armies coming later in the series, and yeah, I'm really excited for this series. I did come up with this on my own accord, so yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it as much as I'm going to enjoy testing out all these different armies. But I think I should be able to get a potentially 2 Invis Fireball here. I'm just going to Invis spell, go like this, this, and that should go to the Mortar. Looks like I missed the Earthquakes, which is a little bit awkward. So I'm going to let the Warden do his thing here. Perfect, thank you, Warden. Okay. And okay, this is good. So we'll start up the Queen. I think I'm kind of messing up the funnel a little bit. And maybe I'm like, I don't even know what the range of the throwers is, right? So I'm not even sure. Maybe I could even like reach over and grab that monolith and stuff. But I'm really struggling with the funnel. I feel like I don't really have a lot of resources to set the funnel. Obviously, normally I place down my king at the moment, but I think the king goes in, right? And look, he's going to walk because I'm a bit of an idiot. I don't know why I did that. It looks like the throwers are also walking, so this is definitely an issue that I'm facing. Looks like everything is going to sort itself out, though. I suppose you can use the RC as kind of like a backup for the funnel if it does go wrong. So I'm going to put my Queen ability here. I think Big Country did like to put the Queen ability nice and early. And I've got the sniffles, sorry, it is summer here, so I do have some allergies. But it's not summer, it's literally raining outside. I don't know, what am I saying? Look, I think we do have this one. Pop the King ability when we get closer to this back end area with all the Tesla right about now. And we'll see, let's just go with a couple of archers around this area. And there we go. I think we can swag the RC again on this attack. So yeah, pretty impressed with this army so far. First impressions are that it's very strong, but the funnel is definitely quite tricky. Looks like my throwers died trying to take down that multi Inferno. So yeah, I think also time is definitely an issue. You can't spend too long on that fireball, but after you get the fireball off, you effectively just rage all the throwers through the base and they just kind of kill everything basically. But there you go, as you can see, nice 3-star once again. Could have swagged the RC if those throwers weren't stupid, but let's get to the next attack of the day. Alright, next attack, we have another good base, which does very much please me. I'm not sure what I want to fireball here, but I'm kind of looking maybe on this air sweeper, try and get that CC down, and then enter like behind the fire spitters. So yeah, let's do that much right now. This base definitely would have been tricky with Root Riders because these fire spitters are facing towards the town hall, and I normally like to go for the town hall entry. Gonna wait for that mortar to lock onto my Warden. There we go, and then place this wizard down so that the Warden does actually go where I want him to go. I really do wish there was like more like super barbs. I don't know, just something I can do to help funnel. Oh, I just misclicked a rage spell. Okay, that's not great. Okay, we've got one swag rage spell so far. Let's see if we can increase the amount of stuff we can swag. Not sure where the one's going to go next, but I think, yeah, he is going to go and target the Royal Champion. That's another thing. We've only got one Headhunter, which is definitely a bit low. I mean, to be fair, I only use a couple less than that. But look, let's get the fireball off. Perfect. Let's go with the Ice Golem. Bit unfortunate the thingy is locking onto my Queen there. And, oh, there's some Tesla, which is going to make my life a little bit harder. Let's make sure there's not any more Tesla there. Things happen quite fast at the start of this attack. Let's go ahead, let's rage into this compartment here. I'm trying to think, what would Big Country do? And I think he would have raged right here. This is where, like, the Root Riders, I don't know, I feel like they just kind of run ahead and die pretty quickly. I obviously understand the concept is to open the walls for the for the throwers. But I feel like in practice, it doesn't actually work quite as well as you would expect. I'm going to think about using my King ability at a convenient point here. We'll go ahead and poison this man here because he is an annoying man. And we'll just get the King maybe in range of that mono and then pop the Ice Block spell on top of the King or something like that. And look, I feel like this is really the issue, is that the funnel with just the Queen is quite tricky. So that's definitely one thing to bear in mind if you are looking to switch to this army. And also this tunnel's being really annoying. So, okay, let's wait for something to lock onto that mono. I think this giant should be the first thing it locks onto, but let's see. And yes, so we'll freeze that giant in place. It's tanking a ton of damage for me. We'll start up the RC so we don't time fed or any stuff like that, which is not ideal. But yeah, the Ice Block spell was really useful in this case, and it's definitely going to be a 3-star. The throwers can grab the Town Hall. We still have the RC ability. It's not as crushed as I would like it to be, but again, I think it's just the funnel seems to be really tricky to work out. But look, it's not even close. We do have the RC and the Queen and the King alive. Couple throwers just like punching random walls. Like, why? Why are they punching that wall? No idea. But let's get into the next attack of the day. Alright, next attack. We have a very random, weird looking base. And I'm a little bit stuck on what to fireball. Maybe just on this air defense right at the start. Could be okay. Or maybe like this builder. Oh! For goodness sake. Okay, I guess we're going for this builder hut, mate. Okay. So last attack. Oh, and I'm getting baited, am I? Last attack, we swagged a rage spell. Now we've swagged one invis spell. Although this fireball should only take one invis, I think. I wish I had like some rocket balloons or something just to take out that mortar. So I just didn't have to worry about it. But I don't have access to that, unfortunately. I think I'm going to rage here. Yeah, we need to rage here. And maybe even invis as well. No, I think I'm okay. Definitely need to be careful here as the warden does move into a lot of damage. And we'll just go with the fireball onto the builder hut or wherever it lands. Perfect. Okay, so we'll start the throwers over here and hopefully the warden will come. Thank you, warden. And we need to be careful of that fire spitter on our queen at the start here. I think the throwers... Well, the throwers can get spring trapped. No way. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. The king is locking onto my warden there. So I'm going to be cautious. Okay. Yeah, my queen is in a bit of trouble here. I'm just going to make her invis so that she does not die or anything unwanted like that. My warden is going a little bit crazy here. And I think I'm going to rage on the entry to this base. Let's go with the apprentice warden as well, which I forgot to put in. And let's see, okay, let's go with the queen ability now. Looking great at the moment. I think I'm going to start using the RC to kind of support my queen. I know you kind of want to like get the thumbnail, oh, I swagged my RC 1,000 times, whatever, but in practice, I do not want to fail. I'm going to pop the king ability in this area here. And let's see. Let's see, okay, I don't know, I feel like the ice block spell is useful for the fireball, but apart from that, you have to kind of like really look for a use for this spell. Let's use it to keep the queen alive. Oh my goodness, the queen has 1 health, maybe. I'm gonna do like a little mini spirit walk, so we should be spirit walk right about now. And yeah, this is obviously a 3-star, no problems with this base. I'm not gonna lie, I'm having a lot of fun with this army. It's very, very refreshing to use a different army after you've used the same Root Rider army for like 2 months. This is why this series is going to be so fun for me. So we'll pop the RC ability, make her into a thrower herself, and there we go. Another 3-star. Let's get into the next attack of the day. Next attack then, we have a single Inferno setup, which actually could be quite annoying. But I want to get a fireball maybe on that expo there. This fireball's going to be a little bit risky. The start of this attack is... No, let's go here on the warden. And let's just see where he goes, to be honest. Again, I really wish I had some, like, rocket balloons or something to go ahead and snipe this Inferno tower here. I really do wish I had that in my pocket, but I don't, which is very unfortunate. And I think I almost want to freeze the warden here and just go for a fireball. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Nice, perfect. Okay, so we're gonna have to go a little bit careful. In fact, no, the throwers can reach over, can't they? So, oh, my warden, don't get locked onto, warden. Ooh, warden, no. I have no way to keep him alive, do I? Unfortunately. If we had like, yeah, okay, this is gonna get a bit fishy now, isn't it? I can tell. Okay. Right. Okay. Here we go then. This is gonna be the test of the video. Can I triple even when the warden is doing that? And that's unfortunate. Is there anything I could have done there? I feel like this is quite an uncommon base, so maybe not something to really worry about. If my king walks here, I'm going to be in even more trouble, and I think he is going to, unfortunately, yeah. So, not looking great at the moment. We have the annoying CC coming out. And what am I going to do with this RC? I really do need to think about that. Okay, I'm going to wall break this king in. I'm going to try and funnel the queen and the king into the base using my RC, and that should work quite nicely. I'm going to get ready. I'm going to rage up right now and pop the queen ability so that she is going to be doing some nice work for me over there. And you know what? This is smashed even after my warden died right at the start of the attack, right? I mean, let's rage up the RC. Definitely the positive is you have a ton of rage spells. So it feels like you just have like infinite power to just get through the base. But yeah, this is definitely going to be a 3-star. Although it's definitely not as smashed, crushed, whatever as I would have liked it to be. The throwers are definitely, like, the AI seems to be so stupid. They are just, like, really dumb troops. But, look, it's a 3-star. RC did save the day here. My warden did die right at the start, and I'm pretty happy with the recovery there. So let's get into the next attack of the day. So this is actually the final attack of the day, and it's gone so fast. I think it's because I'm actually, like, enjoying myself in Legends, which is it's a rare thing, right? So I'm going to go for a fireball, maybe onto that Inferno Tower there in the core. Is that a bit ambitious, maybe? I think I can get it done. So I want to kind of go from this angle, although, okay. I was a bit worried I was going to start in range of the multi-arch tower, which would not have been very ideal. I do like the addition of the wizard, but I think if I was to use this strategy again, I would drop maybe 1 or 2 of the ice golems and just gain some rocket balloons, because it does feel like I'm very lacking in terms of my control over the warden walk here. And also the balloons, like there's barely any balloons at the start, so if you do get baited, you are in trouble. We're looking good here. I think we can get the fireball off here with 2 invis spells, maybe. Looks like we lost some minions, which is fine. Let's go bang, 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 just be sure. And it's looking like my warden's going to be in a bit of trouble, so I'm going to invis him and rage him up. Because otherwise he might die and stuff. We don't want that happening. And stuff. So let's let him clear some of those trash buildings there. Just kind of make sure the path for the throwers is nice and straight into the base. And we'll start the throwers up now. I think they should be able to jump over those walls and take out that storage. So I'm going to go with the queen nice and far over here. And aim to wall break the throwers into the base around about where the king is standing right now. We'll go with the apprentice warden, although it does feel like, yeah, I mean, like, where's the headhunter? I feel like I'm missing a headhunter right now. We'll go with the root riders now. We'll go with the king as well. Bit unfortunate. No, my queen didn't get locked onto there, which is good for me. We'll wall break in because I'm worried about my king walking. And look, this seems to be a common theme where the king kind of gets behind, or sorry, in front of the throwers. And it's a little bit messy. As you can see, like, the warden here is jumping over the wall, but the throwers are behind the wall, and it looks like the warden's going to go down as a result, which is not ideal. And this one's going to be tricky with that rage tower on the back end, I think. I should have saved that king ability. Don't know why I popped it there. Bit of a panicked ability, definitely. Let's see. Let's go with the RC in. I was hoping she would go to the scat shot, actually. But she is going to do that, so that's good. And I'm going to go ahead and poison this minion prince and pop the queen ability because she is going to get targeted by that ricochet cannon very shortly. And let's see here. I think we have it, right? But it's not, again, it's not ideal that my warden just hopped out. And it definitely feels like the strategy, it definitely requires some skill, because you know, you can drop your axe for 1 second and the warden will, like, run in front of the king and he'll die. And you don't have additional headhunters to help him out. So I really do feel like I need to make a couple of adjustments to this army if I was going to use it in Legends. But overall, very strong army. We did get the plus 320, but let's get into the recap for today's video. Alright, so there we go. All of the hits are done for the day. Very impressed with this army. As you can see, we did get the plus 320 and we are going to get a big plus because, of course, it is early season and I do have complete dumbasses attacking me. But overall, this army is definitely very strong. It does require a bit more skill than other armies, but as you can see, there we go. We did get plus 320 with this army. All 8 attacks done and dusted. Very happy so far. So I can now reveal that we are going to be doing 10 different episodes planned so far of this series, and that is, of course, 10 YouTubers. So we'll start off Big Country's army in the #1 spot. Congratulations to Big Country for dominating so far with the competition here. Anyways, that is all from me for today. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and thank you for watching till the end if you are still watching. But that's enough from me. Goodbye.